It's been a hell of a week, hasn't it? We had the debate. Every media outlet in America that I saw, absent maybe there are a few, wanted you to believe that Kamala Harris won the debate. Everyone has their opinion about who won, who lost. I think we're missing the point. Kamala Harris can't win a debate when it comes to ideas and ideologies affecting the United States of America because her ideas, her political opinions fail the American people. And while she might present herself better on camera than her boss, Joe Biden, Donald Trump dispatched of Joe Biden. Joe Biden did a lot of dispatching of himself, frankly, on June 27th. But be that as it may, the shift in attention to Kamala was obviously going to come with a certain level of benefit for Democrats because she can put a sentence together and put a period behind it. She can memorize lines and remember them when she gets on stage. But we had the debate this week. We had a lot of conversation about illegal immigration in the aftermath of the debate and the potential for cat eating going on in the U.S., and I want to weigh in on that. I really haven't gone all in on the stories, although we've reflected on them out of Springfield, Ohio. Difficult to say what is real and what is not. Difficult to say what we can believe and what we don't. I believe the people of Springfield, Ohio. I believe the people that are coming forward and talking about what they've seen in their city parks, what they've seen in their communities. But the hyper focus on, and I'm not begrudging anybody talking about it because it's funny. I mean, it's absolutely hilarious, okay? The focus on the cat eating and Donald Trump with the cats under his arm. I mean, the memes draw themselves, the memes write themselves. But ultimately, we are focusing on symptoms rather than the disease. It is a symptom of the disease that we have individuals, groups of individuals in our major in our communities around Tennessee, in our communities around the United States of America, that do not understand, nor do they wish to understand, America's culture. No one is necessarily against bringing positive aspects of cultures from around the world to the United States of America. We are, after all, a great melting pot. But that is exactly what we are, a melting pot. You are expected to absorb yourself into the fabric of the United States of America. You bring your own flavor, whether you're from Germany or Brazil, whether you're from a Scandinavian country, whether you're from South Africa, whether you're from Asia, wherever you are from around the globe, when you come to America, and legally I would expect you to, you bring your own culture with you. And we've seen it since America's inception. But there is now an expectation that you comport with the basic cultural, the basic backbone of American society, which is is it too much to ask that we don't eat cats? Now, I don't know how much this is going on. I would suggest to you that it's probably going on less than many people believe it is, but to say that it's not going on at all is to ignore evidence right there in front of us. But a discussion on it is a discussion about a symptom of the disease, and the disease is the open and porous border that we all admit is causing a major issue in the United States of America. Even Democrats can't ignore it. Why do you think Kamala Harris uses Donald Trump's border wall in her campaign advertisements? The goalposts have shifted. Instead of ignoring that this is an issue, which is what they did for the first 2 years of their presidency, the Biden-Harris presidency, they ignored it. They said, we fixed it. They said, we solved it. On day one, they reversed the executive orders that made Donald Trump so strong on the issue of our southern border. So I'm not against talking about any aspects of the symptoms, whether it's cat eating or violence on our city streets or gang members getting into the United States of America. We discussed the Venezuelan gang that's literally coming out of prisons and coming into the United States. Whether it's terrorism, bad people are taking advantage of a southern border that is wide open to them, and they're coming into the country to do bad things. And some people are coming into the country and bringing with them their own culture and their own background, as odd as it may seem to us, with them. And they're bringing their own baggage in a lot of ways. I am not above the discussion, but I would remind you that any micro conversations about whether or not Haitians are eating cats, I think I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong. And I do think that these things need to be highlighted and illustrated, but it supports a broader point that we have individuals in our United States of America that ought not to be here. And the only reason they are here would be the current administration. Joe Biden, with a stroke of a pen, as Donald Trump said the other night during the presidential debate, Kamala Harris could walk into the Oval Office right now, wake Joe up, and get him to sign an executive order that would begin the process of shutting the flood of illegal activity at the southern border down, shutting all of these Haitian migrants down. And then we can assess what we need and what we don't need in terms of jobs in the United States of America. I don't want to hear from an employer that tells me that they have to have illegal labor because of job performance or because of construction work or because of lettuce picking. I don't want to hear it. The sovereignty of the United States of America depends on us stopping the flood of the illegal activity and then resetting and reassessing whether or not we need legal immigration into the United States of America. That is the ultimate conversation that we ought to be having. Now, I know that you and I have been having that conversation for a long time. The broader populace of the United States of America needs to be aware of the serious nature of what's going on. Now, here's the danger in the cat discussion. Is it a fact that there are Haitian migrants eating cats in Springfield, Ohio? I've seen evidence that would lead me to believe that something's going on there, but I don't know. I haven't been there. I don't know. But I know that liberals will use the ridiculous nature of the subject to attempt to poo-poo those of us who want to talk more broadly about illegal immigration. So if I bring up the issue of the southern border, they have to address that. If I bring up the issue of cat eating, they laugh and say, nobody's eating cats. Right? Am I right? So in a way, addressing the symptom as opposed to the disease gives those that are well aware of the disease that we are facing in this country, the disease of illegal immigration, the disease of an open southern border, by addressing the symptom, which would be Haitians eating cats, we give those responsible for the disease an opportunity to take a pass on the broader subject. Kamala Harris and her ilk act as if they wave off the cat eating issue and they can then wave off the entire issue of illegal immigration. Does that make sense to everyone? So there's a danger in bringing it up without having our facts in a row. At the same time, I've seen enough evidence that I'm willing to believe it. Here's what's not in dispute. Here's what's not in dispute, whether it's cat eating or voodoo rituals or whatever. What's not in dispute is that there are thousands of Haitian illegal immigrants in Springfield, Ohio. That should be the topic of conversation. And also, by the way, protect your pets. 7672 says, aren't the Haitians legally in Springfield, Ohio? Not to my knowledge. I don't know how you would get from Haiti to Springfield, Ohio legally right now. I'm willing to listen. $21.33 says, I think like Dan Mandis, you need to calm down. Come to the Five Agave, what? Get yourself a delicious margarita and even better, a picture of margarita. I'm just going to read this as it was written to me, okay? I'm going to read this as it was just written to me. 2133 writes, I think like Dan Mandis, you need to calm down, come to Five Agave's Mexican restaurant in Hickory, Tennessee, and get yourself a delicious margarita or even better, a picture of margarita. I don't even know margarita, much less I have a picture of her. Anyway, truth be told, my wife and I own this place. Oh, I promise we don't serve duck or cat at our restaurant. Only sirloin and chicken and fish and other crustaceans.
It's a right-handed invitation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he said he did talk to text. I get you. Well, 2133, thank you. I'll come see you very, very soon. Ray writes in and says, asylum claims, says 4870. Feds bust them in, awarded with temporary protected status. That's the whole thing, man. It's not illegal anymore thanks to Biden. It is still illegal according to the law. What they do is they use loopholes within the law to claim this asylum status that ought not to be there and wasn't there under the previous administration. So I guess we're picking nits, or we're just looking at it from slightly different ways. I'm not going to pick that nit. I get what you're saying, that they would claim that these are legal individuals because they claimed asylum. I would suggest to you that they are using that loophole in order to come into the United States of America illegally, that they do not have any legitimate asylum claim to make.